Hi, I'm Colin Walls and I'm here to talk once again about embedded software. And in particular today I want to consider what is involved in people purchasing an embedded device. This sounds a bit strange because we usually talk about technical things, but actually purchase decisions are affected by technical factors quite often. The particular thing that interests me, because I think this is a really important factor, is the startup time of a device. How quickly from switching the device on can you get to the point you can actually use the device? So when is it actually available? Now this will vary from one device to another, but generally the faster the better. But the implications of it can be quite interesting. Let me tell you a story. I've always been interested in photography. I enjoy taking photographs, and many years ago my late wife and I used to often go out on photographic expeditions. We both have our cameras. She was very keen on wildlife photography. Now that has a particular requirement, and that requirement is she needed to be able to take the picture pretty darn quick. When she saw a subject, she wanted to take the picture right then. The problem was that her camera took a while to start up. So therefore, if she switched her camera off, when she saw her subject, by the time it had warmed up and was ready to go, the animal would have got away. Her solution was simply to leave the camera switched on all the time. The result of that was that she needed to carry 3 spare batteries in her pocket for an afternoon's photography. On the other hand, my camera, which wasn't that much different from hers, just a different make, had a much faster startup time. So I would switch my camera off and only switch it on when I actually wanted to take a picture. So one battery would last me all afternoon with no trouble at all. So what we learn from that is the implication of the slow startup time is an investment in batteries is needed and the aggravation of changing them. So that's worth bearing in mind. Why was there a delay in the startup time? Well, delays can be caused by lots of things. It may be an operating system starting up, or it simply might be the embedded software being copied from flash into RAM or something like that. All of these things make the startup time protracted, which is somewhat irritating. Giving another example, I have a hard disk recorder. I switch it on and it takes a while to start. The reason it takes a while is simply because it's running Linux, and Linux takes a while to boot. It's booting off the hard drive, I imagine, which maybe makes it even slower. It does the job. It's not a big deal. They're all much like that, but I would much rather switch it on and it just go. Now, as an embedded developer, you can make a decision as to whether you make standby mode available to users. Most modern microprocessors have a standby mode available, which means that the chip can be ticking over, consuming almost no power at all. Memory can be kept alive if required, and availability is almost immediate when somebody wants to use it. I sometimes think the world's gone backwards, in the last few years, because when I first used computers, I could switch them on and use them straight away. Nowadays, if you use a computer, you switch it on, you wait for it to boot. How long it takes will vary from one computer to another, but there's always a little bit of waiting time with a real computer as opposed to an iPad or whatever. Years ago, though, computers had core memory, which meant you switch the computer on, the software would start running instantly because it was already loaded into memory and hadn't gone anywhere during the night. Core memory may have had its drawbacks, but instant availability was a definite benefit. In those days, though, TVs took a long time to warm up because all the tubes needed to heat up, or literally warm up. Then when we first got transistorized TVs, it was amazing. They started up immediately. But now we've gone backwards again. I have a smart TV. It takes a couple of minutes to actually start up and do something because it's booting an operating system and doing all kinds of wonderful stuff. So back to the beginning. Purchasing decision of embedded systems. If you're developing a system which is in the consumer space particularly, think very carefully about startup times, and anything you can do to make it shorter is going to make your device more successful. And as an embedded software engineer, that's very much your area of concern. So, thanks for listening to me today. I look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Bye for now.